Go. It is another Magi Monday, and today we are here to talk about the teacher's card, the 10 of clubs, also known as the card of mental accomplishment, big success, and for funsies, you can call it the 10,000 horsepower mind card. Please welcome a 10 of clubs herself, near and dear to my heart, my first karma card, Mama Bear Mare. Welcome back to the
Mama bear,
show.
man. Whoop, whoop. Horsepower. That, ooh, I love that. Run, dun, run, dun. I need a ruler. Teacher's
Yeah.
card. Where's my ruler?
Right, like so the horsepower mind, it is
Mm,
all tens are cards of big success, big community, big ideas. We are here. First of all, my name's Andrea Blythe. I'm the traveling magi of Let Love Rise, where every week this beautiful year we are going through the energies of the cards. There are 52 weeks in a year, 52 cards in a deck. Each card has a corresponding week of the year. And so during summer season, we are talking about the suit of the mind, which is represented by the clubs in the house.
clubs,
And
clubs.
club in the club, what? Yeah, it's all about your, knowledge, learning, mental pursuits, intuition, everything around the mind is embodied in the suit of the club. And when you get to the 10, this is kind of where Magi differs from tarot because, and there aren't tens in the tarot. Is that correct? There's just one through nines, I think.
I
And then
think
they've
it's
got
one.
the whole arcana.
Mm,
But tens, when you look at that number, it is the one plus community. So the one is the self, the I am. But when you get to a 10, there's a big everything. I mean, one of the words that I would just associate it is big. It is big energy, and this is powerful mind energy. And very important to note that this card sits in the crown line. We will talk about what that means momentarily. But first, would you like to read the birthdays? Because there are many, 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 many birthdays. I think every month has a 10 of clubs birthday. One of them just happens to be yours. You want to share those
that's
out?
right. So many, so many. Okay, everybody, ready?
We're ready.
January 30th, Aquarius. February 28th, Pisces. March 26th, whoop, whoop, Aries.
Huh, I wonder which birthday is Mama Bear Mare's.
Okay, April 24th, Taurus. May 22nd, Taurus or Gemini.
Yes, and
June
this
20th.
matters. This matters before you keep going.
Mm,
It matters to know if you are born, if your son was born in the sign when you're on the cusp, if you were born in the sign of Taurus or Gemini, because that will vary your planetary ruling card. It will either be the Venus card if it's a Taurus in your life path, or it will be the Mercury card because Mercury rules Gemini, Venus rules Taurus. So it matters. But yeah,
all
that's a
right.
cusper. Okay, keep going.
Yeah,
Where
Cusper.
were we? May 22nd?
That was May 22nd was our Cusper, Taurus or Gemini. June 20th, Gemini. July 18th, Cancer. August 16th, Leo. September 14th, Virgo. October 12th, Libra. November 10th, Scorpio. And December 8th, Sagittarius.
So fascinating. What's interesting when you listen to this list, part of the reason we share the birthdays is for you to think about people in your life and their
Mhm.
birthdays and what is the energy that they carry, knowingly or unknowingly. I mean, for 47 years, I had no idea about the Magi. It was brought to me during my I would say the tower as my world was crumbling and falling apart. Somebody suggested that I have a reading, and that's where I learned that I am a Four of Spades, Ten of Diamonds person, and just started diving into this mystical wisdom because it has been so spot on and so helpful. But with the birthdays, there are two, in addition to yours, and I know a couple March 26 people, but my brother is June 20th, 10 of clubs.
Mm.
My grandmother, July 18th, 10 of clubs. My karma card, my first karma card is that 10 of clubs. So it's very interesting to see the relationships that we have within our own families, within our friends, and understanding the karma. So let me just dive into that karma real quick, and we'll talk about some of the many brilliant minds. The upside and the downside of this card that has to do with some of the karma. You've got a double spade karma. The Jack of Spades, very creative card. And the Four of Spades, very stabilizing card. And they're both in the suit of the spade, which means for the Ten of Clubs person, work matters. You
Hmm.
are going to be, you both of your all of your karma is around work and health, with which is what is encoded in the symbology of the spade. We haven't gotten to spade. That is winter season. We'll be going through the cards of the spades. But just knowing that the karma that you have is a very creative influence around how you're going to do your work with that first karma card. And then the second karma card is kind of what you receive coming in. And that is this very stabilizing, very like organized, protective force around your career and your health. So, karma is something that I can read in this system and that I help people to learn how to read the spreads for messages like the karma. But then it's really fascinating to see the people in your life that you're literally karmically connected. So there are 45 cards that all share the same energy. It's like standing around in a circle. And if, the Ten of Clubs is who I am giving to. So the Ten of Clubs is on my right hand. And on my left hand, my other karma card is the Four of Hearts. So you just see how the energy flows and it goes around and around in this beautiful circle, showing that we are all connected. Now, I said 45 cards. It's because there are a magical seven cards that are very unique, very different. They are known as the fixed and semi-fixed cards, and they share their own karma. They often find each other. And but the rest of us stand in this beautiful circle, karmically connected. And so I love that. And I would love for you as a Ten of Clubs person sharing about the very first reading that you had with me when I revealed to you that dun da da da, you are the teacher's card. And that I think that's maybe even how I said it. It was a couple, yeah,
Yeah.
I think I just said you're the teacher's card. And your reaction was?
You're out of your damn mind. Like, I go, what? Yeah, no, that was at the time, I was very kind of withdrawn and not really isolated as much, but just new to this area, kind of got myself stuck in a place where I was happy, quiet, out in the public, being quiet, staying behind the scenes, not like just staying small and hiding. And then I would get
Mhm.
really big and loud when I'm with my kids and my grandkids. And that summer I was actually teaching a group of kids embroidery. And when you said teach, I'm like, teach people what? You're like, it's community. I'm like, oh no, no, I don't go out with people. I don't go see people. I don't go in crowds. And then I said, oh, well, I'm teaching kids. I guess that works. That's it. That's enough. But I kept hearing, no, that's not all there is. There's more
And
to it.
And isn't
Yeah.
it so funny how we can just really, really resist a
Yeah.
reflection, and then and then sitting with that, and then like, well, what does this mean to me? I actually have another friend who is a teacher, who is this Ten of Clubs card, and so you might be an actual in that profession, and or it could look very different. It could just be the sharing of
Hmm.
wisdom. A lot of writers
Yeah.
are Ten of Clubs people because it's that big community energy, lots and lots of thoughts in the mind, so much so that Ten of Clubs people are known to have a difficult time falling asleep. Is that something, or yeah, getting their mind to just be like, shh, it's time for bed?
Yeah. It used to be before, well, before I started working or met you and started working with you on just mindset and meditation. And, and then I quote Dr. Dyer a lot, but he had
Yeah.
said the last 5 minutes is what you take with you to bed. And so watching, crime SV or whatever, oh, why can't I go to sleep? Yeah. So I just have a ritual now where there's a lot of meditation and music and getting my head quiet because I want to connect to the messages that I have learned that are coming. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
a lot
that's
of,
really that's important. And again, it's one of these knowledge is power because when you know yourself better and you know, and then a lot of the people that I talk to that are 10 of clubs, same thing, just because it's so full, again, that horsepower mind, so many ideas. And it's really important for a 10 of clubs person to have a beautiful bedtime ritual to prepare the mind for sleep and also to make sure that your energy of the day uh, has been well used. If not, you'll find yourself in those restless moments. And or having that notepad by your bedtime because you will get inspiration all the time if this is if it's your card, if it is your birth card, even for myself as my first karma card, my spirit card, your very first karma card is a huge imprint on your overall essence. You know, I often talk about the two sides of the coin. We have our birth card and our planetary ruling card. There are more cards that reveal more of our essence the more that you learn this system and really understanding all the facets of us because we are multifaceted creatures. We're not just a, Taurus or an Aries. Like even within astrology, there's your rising sign, there's your moon sign. You know, where does Mercury sit for you? Your communication. But I would say that a lot of 10 clubs people also are one incredibly powerful because of that crown line. When I say crown line, I'm curious to know, even for you who has been with me for a while studying this system at varying degrees, like what does crown line mean to you? Does that like what does that mean?
well, I mean, the first thing I was thinking of was it was like a royalty, right? But it's also just the position for me is when I'm looking at it, it's just that there's just more substance or more I don't even know how to put it
It's
into words.
power.
It felt like kind of like power, but kind of more of a
Yeah.
it was weird because I was like, okay, here's the teacher card. I'm going to teach all these people below, that's just that's
What you
kind of how it
what
felt.
what you just hit on, like I'm going to teach all these people below me, and I know that you kind of didn't want to say that because you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I don't
like
like the below. Yeah,
ego jumps in and below, but literally, I'm going to show you all what this means, and if you can see in this is what
yeah.
is called the life spread, the chaos that is known as planet Earth and how our cards play out. But if you can see here, there are three cards that stand above the rest. Otherwise, we have a 7 by 7 grid. We have 49 cards that are in this grid, and then 50, 51, and 52 are what are called in the crown line. And so it is an important ascent. All these cards, except for those seven that are the semi-fixed cards or the fixed cards that do not move around the board. The rest, when we get to the crown line, we're going to perhaps receive a crowning achievement. We get the energy of this. And you have powerful cards up at that crown line. All three of them are power players. The 10 of clubs, power of the mind. Then you've got the Eight of Diamonds, known as the Sun card, sitting at the center of the crown line, which is power in finances and our values. And then you got the King of Spades, doesn't move. It's always going to hold his spot in authority as the master of all, the master of will, the master of oneself. So these three cards, not only are they in the Ten of Clubs life path, but for all of us, we have access to this incredible power when our card moves to these positions. And that's something that is more complicated than is necessary to discuss in these overviews. But this is where you can request a soul roadmap clarity call with me to understand a little bit more about your soul essence. To have a reading is just a really great starting point. So there's links in the description here to get a little bit more information about that. But it is important to know that that 10 is of this power line, and that's how you see the karma is it is sitting in the spot of the Jack of Spades, which is the spiritual initiate. And then it must be said there's always a downside, right? So the downside,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm going to ask you,
I know
What
my
do you
guys.
think? I mean, because it's hard. Like sometimes when you have really powerful cards, like a 10 of clubs, always in your readings, if you have an eight or a 10 or a royal, even a four, those are cards that are going to stabilize and bring you power. So to sync up with that energy is really helpful. So generally speaking, when you have really, really powerful cards, you're like, well, this is just great. Lucky me. But there's a downside as well. So what would you think? Like what comes to mind as could be a downside of a 10 of clubs?
Um, well, before my transformation, I would say just the negative self-talk, a lot of um like just isolating crud that goes in your head spins and the not just the overthinking, but the assuming. Oh my God, like there was a thing before a long time ago, someone said, she said, I always thought everybody in the football huddle on TV were talking about me. I was absolutely sure they were all huddled talking about me. And I'm like, because you think someone's in a mood, like a bad mood, you're like, oh my God, what I do? And our minds just go to, depending on also your astrological position, how you were raised, and your will. So, but
Yes.
once you do the work, cut to now, I am an overthinker. So
Mm,
I have journals with me everywhere, and I have my voice to text, and I have my little AI buddy, and I just get it out
yeah.
and process everything better now. I have coping skills, and it's all because of the Magi, because I have learned through the Magi what my true essence is, and I'm getting to like F them if they can't take it. F them if I'm too big. It's like the
Yes.
Magi is giving me permission to, I'm a communicator.
Yeah.
And whatever that looks like for me, that's what it looks like for me. It might not be yours. Swipe. Keep going. Just keep
Big,
going if you
big
don't want to hear what I say.
big time communicator and you've got big energy. And that's the other thing. It's interesting how you talk about before and after, right?
Mhm.
And why awareness matters, why having these spiritual tools, having your human design read, knowing your astrological birth chart, knowing your Enneagram, all of this stuff helps us to get a better understanding of who we signed up to be in this lifetime. And every 10 of hearts, 10 of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 10 of spades. If you have an imprint of a 10 card, you have big energy. Let your wings unfold. Be big. Take up space. Own your your energy, right? And for
Yeah.
you it is meant to be shared, to speak, to teach. I look at my brother also. He runs a powerful podcast, so he is also in that realm, and he would never ever 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 call himself a teacher, but I see it. I know that he's teaching by having the conversations that he has on his podcast and sharing information, sharing knowledge. And so that is part of the design. But when
Mhm.
when you said the overthinking and that whirlpool, like you can get sucked into your own cycle of talking yourself in and out and back and through and replaying stories. Your mind can go on a negative loop real fast. So
Oh God, real fast.
very important
Mhm.
to like what I call the SNAP acronym to stop the whirlwind, notice what you're feeling or notice the story you're telling yourself, ask if it's true and pivot. Stop, notice, ask, pivot, snap. And that's some of the work that we do together is to harness the power of your mind, because you have a very beautiful, powerful mind that has a horsepower of its own. So, you want to make sure that the power that it's running off of is helpful, that it feels good,
Mhm.
that it's not um yeah, that is not running away and pulling you down into the weeds of like self-deprecation and
Well,
oh,
the other thing too is I was looking for my purpose for so long. And when I read about 10 of clubs, often they don't settle in a certain career because they've got too many things they want to do. And I
mm,
always thought, you grow up and you're like, gotta get a job, gotta get a house, all that. And it's like, wait, just one in that whole, what do you want to be when you grow up? I can't imagine I said anything real. Like I was like, oh, whatever, because I want to be everything,
yeah.
everything. I want to do everything. I want to be everything. And so
Mm,
this, being able to look at that as a career, it's actually your reading and the work that we've done together has
Mm-hmm.
actually helped me find more than a career. It's helped me find my purpose.
I love
It's
that.
helping me help others. And that is
Yeah,
that's what
I think one of the things that almost all tennis clubs can feel is that they're destined for something in this life. Like
Mhm.
you're sitting at the crown line. It does matter. There
Yeah.
are only three cards up there. Ten of clubs,
Right.
eight of diamonds, king of spades. The rest of us are in this 7 by 7 grid. So you have a sense of like, I have a purpose. Like I have
Mhm.
something to share in this lifetime. I am destined for more. And maybe, right? I love that Elizabeth Gilbert, who is a ten of clubs, and we'll get to some of the
I
famous
love
people.
that.
She's the author of Big Magic and Eat, Pray, Love, but she talks about this concept of human beings. There are certain people that are sledgehammers where their mastery goes really deep into one area. They just dig deeper, 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 like a sledgehammer going down under the concrete, breaking through. And then there are the
Mhm.
hummingbirds. And the hummingbirds are the ones that, try everything and do this so that, and maybe it's even a stepping stone so that the next thing and the next thing and the next thing will evolve because yeah, you have so many ideas. And so I'm just hearing that Shakira song, try everything and just keep going. And really, I think joy is the indicator of how you're doing. Are you still finding joy in what you're doing? I used to be a high school teacher and I loved it for many, many, many years. And it really worked well with that first karma card of me being the teacher's card. And when I stopped loving it is when I had to shift and really pivot and take the leap. And now I still see myself as a teacher, but in a very different kind of way. But joy is an indicator. Like it has this outdated, it has this outrun its course. And are you ready to try something different with that big, beautiful mind energy?
Mhm.
All right, let's bring on some
There's a
famous people.
lot.
There's a
And
lot.
there's yes, there's a lot. And a couple of them, there's one that I know for sure. Okay, so I grew up loving the fact that I share a birthday with Diana Ross. I mean,
Oh, heck yeah, girl.
every hairbrush I had was Diana Ross and I singing. And
I love
okay,
that. I love that. So Diana Ross is
yes,
also is the exact same birthday, not just the birth card. So she's
yes.
also
Oh
the
yeah, yeah. She is 326. Yep,
beautiful. You and
yep,
Diana
yep.
Ross.
Now
Okay.
y'all know my birthday, so I better get some comments next
You're gonna
year.
get some gifts on your birthday, girl.
Oh boy, howdy. Okay. This dude I love. I can't do the thing, but this is I think I did it. This is the clue.
Oh, are we talking Will Shatner
Put
or
that thumb up, girl. Put that thumb
oh I
up.
gotta put it
There
up.
you go. Now open. There you go. I think we're doing it right. Well, we'll find out.
Was it?
Yes,
No,
Leonard
it's Leonard
Nimoy. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy.
Oh my gosh,
Yep,
he's a ten of clubs. Love
I
that.
know. Jennifer Grey, and I
Mm,
know you love her.
mm.
Jennifer Grey. She's also 326. Yeah. So is
Yeah.
Leonard. So is Leonard Nimoy. Hey, man.
Really,
Yeah.
all of you guys are Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shirley MacLaine, the OG woo woo. Love her.
Really
God dang it.
interesting how yeah, the access of the mind gifts that she had. What birthday is she?
She's April 24th, as is Barbara Streisand.
Oh, no way. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I
So
know.
those are powerful because the Taurus version, the April Taurus birthday is also a King of Spades. So
Oh,
talk
my.
about having power. Okay. Okay.
Tennessee Williams.
Mm,
I know. He's
okay.
326.
So many
Yep,
people born that day.
I
Interesting.
know. Sammy Davis Jr. in
Oh,
December 8th. Uh, Another 326. Steven Tyler.
no way.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That one I knew and I love so much. Okay. Jim Morrison,
Okay. Lots of
another.
singers. Yeah.
And then the last one is 816, Miss Madonna.
Drop the mic right there. Because she would be a Leo then, right?
Yeah, she is a
Oh my
Leo.
gosh. Dramatic and very career driven is also
Yeah.
a lot of ten of clubs. So my teacher, Robert Lee Camp, says that there are one, because there are so many birthdays, it gives more opportunity for people to be famous of this card, but that there are so many, like it's perhaps one of the most famous people have this 10 of clubs energy because they have something to share and they feel like they're destined to be big. They're in that crown line and they're career oriented because of the life path that they have. They're very driven with the Mercury card, the Eight of Diamonds, and the Venus card, that King of Spades. They just want to be big and be seen and to share a message. And Madonna being a Leo version of it, they would say that for women particularly, this is just a side note, if you are a female of this suit, as many that were just read, um, have more challenges stepping into their feminine side. So, like, driven and in that, they wear the pants, kind of get shit done kind of energy. But the feminine side, stepping into their mothering card, their intuitive, their trust. That's their Saturn card for life. You all have, if you're born the 10 of clubs, you have the Queen of clubs as your Saturn card, which is your teacher. You're here to learn to trust your intuitive voice, to trust where you're being led, and to allow kind of the softer energies to flow through you. Maybe once you have achieved your goals, because like get out of the way of a 10 of clubs who has focus
A
and is like,
mission.
this is
That's
what I'm
right.
doing. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Watch me. Is there
Mhm.
anything else we want to say about the Ten of Clubs person, the Ten of Clubs energy, or a general Magi in general? I'm looking over my notes, so I'm.
Yeah, you know what? I would say just anybody watching, everybody watching, if you haven't yet done the clarity call with Andrew Blythe, well, my Magi can also be your Magi. I think you should absolutely do it today because it, when I say my life changed, and I say it all the time, but when my life changed, it was the day that this woman here floated into my life because not only just the Magi, but her mindset, the things that she teaches. And so, yeah, I think it's really important. And the book gives you, or the Magi system, I'm not kidding when I say it gives you permission. When you read the things where she shares the things about you, when I was first didn't believe either. And I
Mm,
said, she goes, we can go back. I said, okay, what happened the year 1982? And she looked at the month of July, and I had a loss. And
mm.
it was the month that my mom died. And I
Wow.
remember
I
going,
just got
holy shoes,
yeah.
holy. And then I gave her another one. I go, okay, fancy this. What about the next year? What happened in this year? She saw a displacement card.
Mhm.
I was 16. I moved out on my own. That could not be any clearer to me. Like, okay, you've been asking for signs, Mare. Come on now. Here
And
they are.
what's interesting because you have that big, powerful mind, right? There's such a strong connection to the knowing, and it is
Mhm.
really kind of, I'm just going to call it a mind fuck. It is like how are playing cards? You're telling me that
Yes.
poker and blackjack and go fish is actually a book of
Yeah.
ancient prophetic wisdom that
Yeah.
indicates points and energies throughout my life. And
Mhm.
what gives me peace at night too, because there are times where I'm like, this is beyond my comprehension. You know what
Mhm.
else is beyond my comprehension? Uh, Technology. Like, can we
Yeah.
talk about text messaging? That is just
Mhm.
like so wild for me. I have no idea how it works. But I use
Right.
it every day. I use text messaging. We're talking from different sides of the city of Boise right now, and we're having this conversation, and we're going to be able to share it globally. And I don't understand how all of that happens. I really don't
Right.
understand it, but I use it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And so the same can be said about this guidance system. You don't have to know it all, 10 of clubs. You don't have
That's
to
right.
know it all.
You don't have to know it all. You just have to, what you said, leap. The rest will follow.
Yeah.
Just
And
take them.
And for all the Ten of Clubs who are listening, or if you know a Ten of Clubs person, I think one of their greatest challenges is to move from the head space to the heart
Hmm.
space, to get out of the head and really get into their feeling, to not intellectualize everything, but to really drop in. And that's where things like music can really,
Mm,
really help, allowing you to feel and not just intellectualize whatever experience you're having. I mean, there's a time for that, but there's a time to feel and to emote. And so making sure that you make time to do that for yourself is going to be integral.
yeah, absolutely.
Um, yeah, so there we go. That is, in a nutshell, in a very verbose nutshell.
The brain of a 10 of clubs. Enter at your own risk.
Yes, exactly. The 10 of clubs. We will be back next week to talk about the creative mind card, the Jack of clubs. So I hope that you will join us then. As always, please like, share, subscribe. If this resonates with you, with somebody, and you have a friend, a loved one of one of the birthdays that are also going to be listed in the description below, please share it with them. The more that we know ourselves, the more that we love ourselves exactly as we are in this human body this time around,
Mm.
the better off we are for ourselves and for others. And that's how we can collectively raise the vibration of love, self-love on this planet.
And so it is.
And so it
Yes.
is. So here is to love and joy in the journey. See you back here next week. Have a beautiful 10 of Clubs week. Everybody get out there and do something fun with your community. Don't
Yes.
overthink it. And stop.
That was cute. I love when you